Welcome everyone to ChessWhiz TV episode 498. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today we are going to play body parts chess. A couple of episodes ago, I put the video out and I was acting completely insane. You know how usually I act like half insane? Well, I was acting 100% insane in one of my recent videos. And someone commented and said, yes, this is the new ChessWhiz, and now we're all in quarantine because of the coronavirus. So we're going to play body parts chess 2 or 3 episodes from now where you start hacking off body parts. I'm like, that's such a good idea. Let's do that. So today we are going to play body parts chess because it's such a good idea. So let's go to the website lichess.org right here. Play with a friend. Okay, that's not exactly the rules. What is this crazy business? That's not exactly the rules we're going to play by. Body parts chess is a little bit different. I had to change the rules because I value my body parts. One of my most valuable possessions, up there with, say, all my money and my cars, my body parts, right in there with those things. So anyway, instead of that, the rules are something like this. The king has body parts, and the body parts of the king are the knights and bishops. Now, of course, that makes no sense. Let's paste in the chat. If you lose all your bishops, your king cannot diagonal. Now, I really wanted to verb a noun here, so I just said diagonal, even though this guy doesn't speak English, so he just speaks blank, if you know what I mean. Diagonal. Oh, he says K. After sending question marks, he sends lots of love. That's what that stands for. And then K, which stands for kangaroo, which I don't know why he sent me kangaroo, but let's play. Okay, so bishops represent diagonal moving body parts for the king. If you lose both your bishops, your king cannot diagonal. I could have said move diagonally. Your king cannot move diagonally, but I didn't say that. And the reason for that, why is the microphone recording from my nose? That makes no sense. Sorry, I got distracted. The reason for that is a little known fact about computers. Very little known. In fact, nobody knows it right now except me. I would venture to say that out of the 7.5565 billion people on the planet, I'm the only one who knows this little known, should I say, very little known fact about computers. The fact is, if you were to type the word orthogonally, which you'd think that's a word, so you can type it, into a computer, it would say that's not a word. The spell checker's like, that's not a word. Orthogonally, not a word. No one ever uses that word. Come on, I looked in all the books and it wasn't in it, okay? Orthogonally, not. And so that's why I didn't say your king cannot move orthogonally, because I hate squiggly lines. The only thing I hate more than chess is squiggly lines. So I had to change it. It was difficult to change because orthogonally was the only good thing there, unless you verb the word. To verb something means to use it as a verb, which means to use it as an action. So in this case, I used the word orthogonal as a thing you do. Now, what we've got in this chess position, let's just play here and see what happens. See, knights and bishops, they're really valuable because they're body parts, and he just lost a knight or bishop. That was brutal error on his part. So now we're going to take this. I can still move around. Now, attacks are stronger. Attacks are stronger because of the inability of the king to move. But I'm thinking of giving up my queen. Just thinking about it. You know how it is. Every now and then I like to think about things, such as really stupid things. Let's try this. The knight's actually covering some of the critical locations. And now you might think I'm getting in trouble, but check it out. ChessWhiz with a brilliancy, taking a guarded knight while Discover attacking his own queen. Whoa. So I had to say your king cannot orthogonal, which really means, he can't castle. He already castled. You're fine. That was your last night. Now, he's joking. He's joking. See, I don't get jokes because I never joke. I still have a knight and a bishop, so my king has all its body parts, if you know what I mean. But he, on the other hand, doesn't have any of that garbage. He has very little of anything. Let's just add up what he has. He has no ability to move his king, okay? So that, in exchange for a queen, seems like a pretty good trade. Now, since I can move my king, I think I'll take advantage of that ability and move my king. What I'm going to do, of course, is to take this and just win instantly. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, no. Fantastic. No. So what if I were to play this? If he takes my knight, I win. Okay, so we're going to We're going to risk that. Knights, by the way, are the orthogonal abilities of the king. So if I were to lose that, he just resigns. Like, what? You're so smart, ChessWhiz. I'd rather play against a pumpkin. I'm imagining he's saying that because I can't hear him, so he's probably saying that. Okay, anyway, if I were to take this, I win. His king can't move. He's lost his body parts. But he could just play g6. He didn't think of g6 because his rating's only 1,900. Never mind, he lost some rating points against the Wiz. Of course, we played that rated body parts chess. The best kind of body parts chess. Oh, I had knight f6. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I should have played that last turn. Good kibitz right there. That's a kibitz when you talk about someone else's move. It's also called kibitz. So, by the people who pronounce it wrong. So if I were to play here and he'd take me and then I'd bam, check him and I would win because his king is frozen. That was cool. The queen sacrifice, of course, was the brilliant part. Brilliant. If he had played g6, then I would fork him because I would observe that I could fork him with my observational utility known as eyes. I would use those and I would fork him. Okay, so let's play again with a slight difference because in the first game, Black lost. But in this game, we're going to switch it around here and Black will be the winner. Does that sound good? All right. Drink from this here. Knight of 6 is pretty sweet. Now, what we know is that knights and bishops are very, very important. So we're going to take advantage of that little fact and get rooks going. Okay, so this might look stupid, but that's only because it is. It's actually stupid. But if I were to play like this, think about it. I'd be capturing a knight with only a rook, minimizing his body parts, which I love doing that. Like I click the little line that means minimize on his body parts, and pew, they go down in the corner. And by the way, you don't know this either. It's a little known fact about computers. If you ever want to maximize something that's been restored, anything. Imagine something you want to maximize. I get ads all the time for maximizing things that have been restored. We're not going to talk about that, though, on this G-rated show. Anyway, you want to maximize something that's been restored. Let's say you want to maximize a window, like Le Chess. Here's what you press. Alt, space, X. This is the shortcut that nobody knows except you and me and you. And you, because there's tons of watchers right now. They're all watching. Of course, they're not watching this show. They're watching some soccer game, football game, but they're watchers. Okay, so anyway, Alt space X. Let's try it. We'll shrink this down. We'll be like, what is going on? You can see my desktop. I've got Steam. I've got OBS Studio. I've got Postman because I'm a programmer. I've got Project 64. I don't know what that is. I definitely don't know what that is. I've got Lightworks. I've got Google Chrome and Adobe something. Cool. Okay, so here's what I press. Alt space. That brings up that weird menu you never see except by accident. Well, let me do that again. Alt space and then X selects maximize. This is a very cool trick if you want to impress somebody who happens to be sitting next to you and loves very cool tricks, which is just about nobody because, let's face it, nobody really sits next to you anymore. But you press that really fast, Alt space X, and then the window gets big. Like, whoa, how'd you do that? Then nobody who's sitting next to you is like, whoa. That's what they're like. I captured away from center, by the way, so that I could queen out here and checkmate him as soon as he takes this. Okay, so Alt space X. Let's do it again. Ready? Watch how fast this is. Pretty fast, huh? Okay, here we go. Checkmate him. Oh, no. That's not checkmate, because he'll just move his knight back. So I've prepared the bishop attack. Okay. This is a bishop. It moves diagonally, just so you know. We're going to try to take something with the rook, which keeps his king from moving in a certain way because he's running low on body parts. And then we're going to win. This is going to be fabulous. It's his turn. Look what he's saying. He's saying, oh, no. You can tell I'm winning because of that. Okay, so he now has one of each thing. Let's remove his ability to move orthogonally. Okay, that wasn't very smart. Oh, I hate it when I'm not smart. Oh, no. I'm out of time. Stupid ChessWhiz. I'm annoyed with myself right now. I'm very annoyed because I was putting on a great show, saying clever and funny things, and then I did this. Run out of time. That's not clever or funny. I was thinking queen here, and that's so bad. So I'm like, well, at least I should develop my knight. And then, no, he's going to take this, and my knight can't even advance to anywhere. This is so bad. So I just ran out of time. I'll play you one more time. I don't even want to comment on that. That's why I'm commenting on it, because I don't want to. Generally speaking, if you do things you don't want to do, your life just gets better and better until it reaches maximum betterness, which is around the time you die, which is actually kind of how it usually ends. But that's a great rule of thumb. If you're ever wanting a rule of thumb and you don't have one yet, you're like, I wish I had a rule of thumb like ChessWhiz. He's got all these rules of thumbs and I don't have any. Well, here's a rule of thumb you can use. Look around for things you don't want to do, such as lighting yourself on fire. You probably want to do that, though. It's so exciting. Anyway, and then you do those things, and your life just improves in improvement. Like the improvement, there's different categories of life, and one of them is the improvement category, and it improves in the improvement category. Does that make sense? Great. Such as, I don't know. I don't have any examples because I want to do everything, which is why I do nothing. Just trying to apply that rule of thumb, you know. You know. We're playing chess. I moved my bishop back here because that's not quite how I moved. I moved like this because I don't want to. What is this start menu? Look at that. I love to play alarms and clock. There's some Adobe things right there. What else do I have? The Azure Data Studio. That's such a fun game. I open that up and I studio some data when I'm feeling bored. I'm like, I should studio some data right now. Huh, this data is so studioed. We're going to lose all our bishops. Then kings won't be able to move diagonally. I love this position for me. I mean, if I were him, maybe not, but I'm me and I love this position. You know why? Because I have a little bit more space. Like my pawn is on the 5th rank. His pawn, that's the 3rd rank if you consider it from his perspective, which his perspective is pretty bad, but let's just go with it. Okay, 5th against 3rd. Now that's extra space. Now the rule of thumb for extra space, there's different rules of thumb. Like for life, do things you don't want to do. For space, the rule of thumb for space is look at which way your pawns are pointing, which for me is like this, and for him is like this. And then attack that way. That's the rule of thumb. So for me, I'm going to attack this way, which just happens to be right where his king is, so that's pretty perfect. And his rule of thumb is to attack over here where there's nothing good, so that's great for me too. Okay, so kings can't move diagonally. Now, this is going to ravage his position, which I think is what I mean to say. There's ravaging and there's ravishing, and I get those mixed up. His position is either going to be ravishing or ravaged, and I'm not sure which one, but definitely one of them, and probably not both. Anyway, we're going to checkmate him, basically, because we're going to move this pawn way up here right now. He doesn't dare castle, because he can't, because that's orthogonal, and he's lost all... Oh, no, knights can do that. He's enabling orthogonality. What if I were to push again? Just, throw caution to the wind. Wind, have some caution. Here you go, wind. That's what a stupid saying. Here you go, wind. Have some caution. What if I were to take this right now? That's very, very anti-cautious. Yeah. Oh, I'd be losing a knight, though. Those are so valuable. What if I were to push here? He takes, I take. That's good, too. Let's do this. It's getting exciting now. Okay, he can take my knight for free, which is a valuable body part, but I don't care because I am rather insane. So if I were to move my knight over here, that's a really good square for the knight until he just attacks it. What if I do this? This is thrilling. This is absolutely a thrill. I mean, you were sitting around at home wishing you weren't alive, right? And then ChessWhiz TV came on, and just look how thrilled you are. You have no idea. At least I have no idea how thrilled you are, but I'm pretty thrilled. So just going by the average level of thrilled in the room right now, you are pretty thrilled. Now, what I've noticed now is I've traded a knight for a pawn. So what I'm going to do next... Maybe that wasn't very smart. This is pretty awful, actually. This is a good square, right? If he just dink like that, I can't be cool anymore. Get the rooks going. I really seem to have traded a knight for a pawn. Now, this is the perfect move, of course. If you've lost a knight for no compensation, the best thing to do is trade a rook for a pawn, because then you're going to forget completely about the knight. At first, you're like, oh, my life is so terrible. I've lost a knight. But then you're like, I've lost a rook, and I have no idea how many knights I have right now. They don't even, you know what I mean? They're not in the picture. So this is the best move. Look at this. Look at this. I am so happy right now because I have no idea that my life is terrible. That's generally how you can tell if you're happy or not. Kings cannot move diagonally. We lost our body parts long ago, which means if he... Here's some time. I don't want him to... No, he ran out of time. I'm even too slow to give him time. Not only am I too slow to play chess moves, I'm too slow to give time for chess moves. But look at this. If he were to move his queen here, he'd be threatening this checkmate because I can't go diagonally. I've lost my bishops. He's got to go. That's what G2G means. So this would have been a pretty good move. I think then I would take his knight with check, and then he can only move straight. And then I would move here, check. He'd take me. I'd move here, check. He'd have to move straight. He'd be pretty screwed, wouldn't he? Then I play here, check, and he'd be so dead. Then I take his rook. He could only move straight, and then he could only move straight, and then I pretty much checkmate him, and he could only move straight. Yeah, this would be pretty fun. Actually, he is losing. That's why he just ran out of time. Look at this attack, this skewer. Sacrificing a knight was not enough. I had to sacrifice a rook, and then the sound of distant wind, and the rook sacrifice led to a win on the clock. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you, person whose name I've already forgotten, for those games of chess. I won 2 out of 3, so I feel like the ultimate victor. But now we are playing another game of chess. So I guess I'm not the ultimate victor. Victor is, by the way, someone's name. I'm more like the ultimate ChessWhiz, if you know what I mean. That was a very emphatic water bottle opening. If you ever want to feel emphatic, get a water bottle with a spring in it. Those kinds that have a spring that like automatically pops back, bad. You want the deluxe kind. I was able to afford this because of the supporters of ChessWhiz TV. By the way, thank you, David, for supporting the show, because thanks to you, look what I can do. You see how loud that is? It blows out your eardrums, which is exactly what you want in a water bottle. I mean, if you're shopping for water bottles, what you're first going to do is bring your eardrums. If you leave those home, you have no idea which water bottle is of the highest quality. Yeah, it's very emphatic. I used to have this water bottle that didn't blow out my eardrums. My life was miserable. And then I got into this Latvian Gambit, which changed everything. This is, by the way, called the Latvian Gambit. Almost. My best move now, of course, is to preserve my body part. Back to knight d1. Usually the Latvian Gambit is just e4, e5, knight f3, f5, and then you can actually take this pawn if you want, or take this pawn. So I take f5, he pushes, then I can play knight e5. It's much better than this. So I guess this is more like a decreased, devalued, worse Latvian Gambit, except a declined closed variation. It's pretty bad. He still has issues, though. For example, he's still in a chess game with me, which is pretty painful. I have 23 seconds, so I'm actually ahead by negative 40 seconds. So he has problems. Let's play d4 before I completely lose. Let's get some space here. You know the rule of thumb about space. I told you the rule of thumb about space, so you know it. Basically, you memorize all things I tell you. I hope that's true, because I forget them immediately, and one of us has to remember them, so that's going to be you. This knight is particularly lame, so we're going to move the bishop again, and then we're going to bring the knight. I mean, it's a good idea to like try out a knight move before you go a different way, just to see how it is, you know. You don't want to like commit right away to developing your knight. That could be risky. You want to, you know, try out some knight moves. Yeah. The best players do that. Not everyone. Not all players, just the best. Let's see, I could take a knight, and then I could take a knight, and then he couldn't move. Orthogonally. I'm actually going to castle queenside because this is too fun. I'm having too much fun. Just like last game and the game before. And the game before. There's something going on here. I'm having fun every episode now. I used to hate this show because chess is so bad, but I realized sometime 300 episodes ago that the chess doesn't matter at all. We can just come on here and and then the chess just, it plays itself. If you ever notice, like I don't look at the chessboard in this show. I've played so much chess that I can basically just sit down on a chessboard and the pieces are like, no, not ChessWhiz again. And they move themselves just to get away. And so I can basically just talk about whatever I want to while moving my hands like an Italian, which is, by the way, how hands move. Yeah. No offense to the Italians who don't move their hands. That would be both Italians who don't move their hands when they're talking, which would be because their hands are paralyzed. But we're not going to get into that. No, siree, because we have just blundered something. A bishop. No. So it's time to make some more blunders. If at first you don't blunder, blunder again. Let's see how this goes. Ah! Yeah, ChessWhiz stepping it up with more blunders. Oh yeah, my king can still move this way. So it's gonna. Now, I haven't severed any body parts completely. So let's continue checking him until we have. This is a dubious location for my item here. I actually work in an industry where everything is an item. You're definitely an item. But we're all items if you get right down to it, which I'm constantly getting right down to it. I mean, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I get right down to it. Because you may not work in this industry, but in the industry of paper check processing, which is definitely not your industry, right? Because paper checks don't even exist in your world. But a paper check is where you write down on a piece of paper that you agree to pay somebody later, which sounds pretty weird. Why don't you just pay them? But you do that, and then you give them the paper. And then they take the paper to the bank, which doesn't happen anymore. Now they just take a picture with their telephone. I know that sounds weird, but that's what they do. And then the agreement is consummated. You know what that means. So anyway, every check has to have a name, but you can't call it a check because how do you check on your check? You just can't. It's confusing. So my king can still move, so I'm going to suicide. Help! I'm just noticing this move, so why don't I walk into a fork? Look, oh no, he can check me this way. Why don't you move a rook to a place where he could take it for free after he checks you that way? Great idea, ChessWhiz. Better make that a rated game so you lose some rating points while you're at it. Good idea also. 2 ideas right there. Look at this. I just moved my rook. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Blunder bigger, ChessWhiz. Bigger, bigger. He doesn't take my rook. Help. I'm still alive. My king still has its full collection of body parts here, which I'm currently observing isn't very many. Body parts, help. This isn't even a chess position anymore. This is just stupid. Oh no. This is getting really bad. What am I doing? Okay, so he could take this with check and then take this. That's pretty ganky. Yeah. Anyway, those checks that you check with your check machine, you call them items in my industry. I still have a bishop, so I can still move diagonally. Now, unfortunately, that's the only way I can move. And now I'm going to lose my last body part. And then I'm paralyzed, just like those 2 Italians who don't talk with their hands. I should try burping into the microphone more often. Good game. That was fun for him. That was really fun for him. It was really awful for me. Right around here where I didn't notice that he was just going to take this for free. And so I moved my knight up and lost a bishop. That's where it stopped being fun. I was having a great time until then. But it's time to start a new chess game. Nothing like a chess game to keep you distracted from the pain of the last chess game. Let's see what's happened in the chat. We've got some people saying, Washington, D.C. smiley face. That is a great comment. I am so glad you said that. I was actually concerned no one would say that this episode. I was getting ready for episode 498, like I do every episode. I prepare for this episode every episode. And I was thinking, what if nobody says Washington, D.C. smiley face in the chat? What am I going to do? The same as if someone said it. Except I'll not say all the things I just said, probably. The odds were likely that if you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have said all those things. But not for sure. It's possible. I better get castled while I still can before I lose my last body part. Possible I would have said all those things even if he didn't say Washington, D.C. That's fascinating to think about. It's easy to get fascinated when you're drunk. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, let's see what else is here. Special unitary group of transformations in 3D. Special orthogonal. What are you guys? You guys are crazy. Thanks. I forgot that was last month. Weeks are blending together now. Thumbs up. That's something I can agree with. I don't agree with all things, but I agree with that. Boom Boom TNTYT says LOL. Okay. Agree with that. I hate taxation, says the troll on the roll. I also agree with that. I hate taxation too. We're like taxation hating brothers right now. Particularly the taxes that apply to me. I don't hate other people's taxes as much. I still hate them, but like a lesser hate, and then a greater hate for my own taxes. So you want to know what I hate about taxes? You might think I hate paying them or something, but no, I love paying taxes. That's not the problem at all. What I hate about taxes is that the government, which does the taxing, is less efficient. It doesn't use the money for important things like wait a minute. There isn't anything important. You don't have to use the money for important things because there aren't any important things. I love taxes. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Did something different in my browser. You sure did something different in your browser. I'm getting Noah's Ark trapped over here. For those of you chess noobs, if anyone does this to you and traps your bishop, you can just say, I'm getting Noah's Ark trapped over here. And then you are. So that's how that works. That's pretty sad. Especially because I saw it coming and my counter was Queen D7, which didn't do anything. But I've successfully removed the only defender of this pawn, brutalizing my own chess position. Man, I'm on a roll. Like the troll on the roll that hates taxes, except I'm on a different roll, I'm pretty sure, because I didn't see any troll on this roll. I'm looking back at the chat. It's way more fun than the chessboard. This is the Rossou Gambit. Rossou. It's French. It's pronounced Rue. I wonder if a furs or a wazir is worth more. Now, that is a good question. A furs or a wazir? See, if I had to do this show with no chat box, I would run out of things to say. If you notice, I've been running low recently. But with the chat box, I can start wondering, is a furs or a wazir worth more? Wait a minute. Somebody's following me. I'm not going to say who it is because that was actually a text message from my trash collecting company, who is my only remaining friend on Facebook. So we're actually not going to mention that. The furs is colorbound, but it moves 2 forward squares. He's not the only guy who's going insane. And by that I mean myself, because this guy in the chat also is saying that the furs moves 2 squares forwards. In Cambodian, it can move 2 squares ahead. There's definitely an insane conversation going on right now. I don't trust my king since it can't move. Help! I'm dead. Why don't I just kill myself now? Because look, when he takes this, I've cut off the only defense. I can't move. BG. I should say BG, which by the way stands for background. This is terrible. Well, good game, Genki. You beat me. You beat me 2 out of 2 games, which means I can't play with you anymore. I'm going to play with a friend instead. Okay, let's put this link in the chat, see if anyone wants to click that link. We'll play another game of chess. The rule that you can learn from that chess game, by the way, is, always look at the microphone, is don't get Noah's Ark trapped. It's bad. Pawns are coming. Your bishop starts sweating. Pay attention. There is no way to make quadruple pawns frowny face. Are you sure? I can make quadruple pawns with the assistment of my opponent. Assistment is definitely a word. All right, so here's the rules. If you lose all your bishops, your king cannot diagonal. And we're going to play the French defense today because I'm feeling like resigning. If you lose all your knights, your king cannot orthogonal. No problem. We're now going to play the super passive SP, which stands for super passive, SP opening. By playing knight D7, we avoid the doubled pawns. See, when we do this now, and he takes, we avoid the double pawns. Now, you might be thinking I could just take with the queen and that's fine, but it's not fine. The queen gets trapped in like 6 moves. Watch what happens. The knight comes out here, and then the bishop goes right here, and the queen sitting here is trapped. I'm teaching you chess openings you'll never see on a chessboard because it can't go this way or this way, and it can't go here because of that bishop over there. It can't go here, and it can't get away. It gets trapped completely. Now, the reason I know this is because I got my own queen trapped this way, of course. Why else would I know? And why did he move his bishop here? He's blocking his own pawn. No, he's blocked by his own pawn. He's being hoisted by his own pawn. You can make quadrupled pawns in horde chess. Why do I even read this chat? It says you could make quadrupled pawns in horde chess. Do you guys know what horde chess is? You start out with quadrupled pawns, dude. Which is, by the way, not a term of endearment in that sense. Sometimes dude means I love you, but in this case, it means dude, which is somewhat different. He has a rook across from my queen, which is scary. All right, so here's the idea. His king is over in this area of the board. That's not my area. This is my area here. So we're going to throw this at him. We're going to throw everything at him. This is everything. The knight's guarding this pawn, which is good in case I can never move diagonally again. And he could discovered attack. See, he could throw away his bishop. He's already doing other things, but take and then check. But I'm not worried at all because I looked into the future, and the future contained a very nice clicking of the stop streaming button. That's such a great button. I can't wait to click that button. In the meantime, we got this chess game, but after that, we're going to click stop streaming. It's going to be sweet. Really sweet. It's going to be extremely sweet. I wonder if I should save the knight. I think since that knight is my last knight, it's a body part, I should probably save it. I'm thinking about saving it like this because I'm a stupid pants who thinks of things like this. This is bad, by the way. For those of you who don't know, you want to learn some chess right now? Of course, that's why you're watching the show, okay? So this pawn is only defended by this pawn. It can't be defended by any other pawn. If I play this, it can never be defended by any pawns ever because it can't advance or it will die. So let's play it. This is called a backwards pawn. A backwards pawn is a pawn that's backwards, okay? Now you know that. But when it's on an open file like this, and by open I mean no pawns on it, white pawns, it's particularly rough because he could double up his rooks like this and just stop it from moving ever and then attack it like crazy. It could get brutal. See what he's trying to do? Neither do I. So let's just lose my last knight. So now I cannot move orthogonally. And he has this very powerful attack. Wait. He can't move orthogonally either. Ha ha! Oh, this is great. Good thing I laughed away from the microphones. I didn't blow out your speakers. Look at that check. He has to move Oh, he can't move orthogonally either. He can't move orthogonally or orthogonally. That's checkmate. Wow. Right when I was about to lose to this, and then I take here, and then he's like, booyah. Actually, he could have just checkmated me. What am I thinking? He's threatening checkmate. It's a good thing I checkmated him because he was threatening checkmate. 0 to 7 lifetime. Want to play again? That's a question mark. Let's work on that. What is wrong with my question mark today? Very strange. It's an Australian question mark. I'll click this and see if he wants to. I also have a challenge from someone who wants to play a rated 3-minute game. He probably has no idea that we're playing body parts chess. So I'm not going to take that challenge. I'm going to decline it. I can tell because he wants to play a 3-minute game. I never play 3-minute games except when I only play this over here. All right, so we're going to play the... I don't know what this is called. This is like the pawn got away opening. There's a good name for this one. It's the Alban, I think, where he takes and I play c3. Now, the secret, by the way, is to play d5 right away. I know all these chess openings because it's pretty useless, and I know useless stuff. So e4, c5, d4. d5 is pretty fun. d5. Or just take twice and then play d5. d5 is important. Now, since I play d5, he can't play d5. So let's just keep it a little bit worse for him here. Okay, that was a very stupid move. V, stupid. V stands for very on this show. That was V, stupid. Because look at this now. I have this pawn out here. I can't even protect it. It's doing the dance by itself. Kind of like me. We're both doing the dance by ourselves. Fascinating. All right, so we got to come up with a brilliant move here that removes the socks from our opponent. Do you have that saying in your country? Blow the socks off? I don't know if you do, since I don't know what country you're from. Since you're from multiple countries, you might not know it, but you're multiple people right now. From my perspective, you're a whole bunch of people. Whoa. Good thing you don't have my perspective. Pretty bad perspective. And look, my water bottle is already open. Where's my emphatic pounding? I need an emphatic pounding right now. Not in every way, but just in some ways. Let's say something really emphatic, and then I'll pop it. Does that sound good? I really want to drink some water right now. I don't know why that is. So let's say something really, it needs to be really emphatic that's worthy of this water bottle spring. I'm now in death check. That's what it's called when it looks like this. It's called death check. Ah! Okay. Emphatic. Think of something emphatic. Now that I really need something emphatic, I can't think of anything emphatic. Except for I hate taxes, but I already used that one. Let's get some help from the chat. Oh, there's something emphatic. Sveshnikov! I wonder what that means. I don't know. It sure was emphatic. I don't want to trade queens. I don't want to trade anything right now. I'm moving while I still can. I'll trade queens, but you have to start. So I'm down a whole piece right now thanks to this check, and he picked up my knight. So I probably should have defended the check with the knight, and then I wouldn't have gotten forked like that. But whatever. The guy who challenges you, that's me, says Danish13. Danish, this is not the typical chess stream. If you came in here thinking this is just going to be a guy streaming chess, you're in for a surprise. We could be streaming anything right now, even except for, we could definitely not be streaming Killer Bunnies. That's a terrible game. It's very terrible. And I would never scream that. I never in my whole life have screamed Killer Bunnies because it's so terrible. So anything but that. So if you just come in here like, I want to play some chess. I see a chess stream. I want to play chess. That's not how it works here. This is more like a terrible Killer Bunnies stream, if you know what I mean. That never happens because you should never even play Killer Bunnies. I had a friend once. That was a mistake. And the friend said, let's play Killer Bunnies. I'm trading a rook for a knight because this makes me win. Oh, fantastic. Looks like you can only move diagonally. Let's see where you go. Let's play Killer Bunnies, said the friend. Temporary friend, I might add. And I said to them, I said, well, how do you play? It's pretty simple. I'd say that, okay. This king has way too much ability right now. How do I diminish its ability? I could check, but he would just take me. And then I would check him and he would just go back. His king can do everything diagonal. Meanwhile, my king can only move straight, which is a bit limiting. I need a few more blunders here. So let me tell you how you play Killer Bunnies. It's like this game. It's a card game, okay? There's cards and there's bunnies and killers in them, okay? So you play it. And you're like playing this game. And then, here comes the bad part. At the end of the game, I can move orthogonally. While I still can, I'm going to. I can only move orthogonally. Now, I do have a problem. I'm down a rook. So that's pretty bad. We're going to try to survive this. It's not going to be easy. I have to find a way to win. No. Let's get this going here. Maybe he'll make some bad moves. At the end of the game, the winner is random. You would think like whoever gets the most bunnies wins. That's usually how games work, but not in Killer Bunnies. In Killer Bunnies, one of the bunnies has a little killer thing and it kills. Oh, good. This is exciting now. Let's bring the knight back. His king can't move. I can win now. He's going to check me. Help. How? No, this is going to be good. I can block with the knight, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to check him and he won't be able to move. I win. Oh, it's a royal fork too. Royal meaning rook. Whoa. You can't do that. Bishop, your body part is gone. Take back so you can resign. Man, that was intense. So in Killer Bunnies, at the end of the game, instead of saying whoever has the most bunnies, it wins, there's a random bunny, which you win if you have that bunny. So it's like, let's say at the end of the game, I have 15 bunnies and you have 2. Okay, so now that's a total of 17 because I can add 15 to 2. So now you have a 2 in 17 chance of winning, and I have a 15 in 17 chance of winning. And that's how the game ends. You're like randomly choose a winner based on those odds, and then you might win then you might lose. It's just like, what? What kind of game mechanic is that? Stupid game mechanic. You could be the best player in the world, which actually is pretty embarrassing to be like, I'm the best player at Killer Bunnies, right? But whatever. Probably you don't know if you're the best player in the world. And then you just odds go against you and you lose because the other guy got a bunny and it's the winning bunny by chance. So it's so stupid. I can't even convey. In fact, I'm not even trying to convey that. Right now I'm trying to convey how much I love taxes. I'll play one more game. Whew. Wait, says Tizizanoric in the chat. Isn't there a Killer Bunnies chess variant? I'm not going to play one more game because I have no more friends. I'm going to count to 5 and then I'm going to end the show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 4 3/4, 4 7/8, 4 15/16, 4 31 32, 4 63 64, 4 127 128. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching. 5.